Kent State students react to the possibility of new mask requirements on campus.
And as the conflict in Ukraine worsens, see what Kent State students have to say about the war.
Meta deletes pro-Russian Facebook accounts following ongoing conflicts between Russia and Ukraine.
Art, fashion, and performance from LGBTQ+ members and allies at the Kent State Queer Voices exhibit. All this and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. Thank you for joining us for this Monday edition of TV2 News. I'm Raygene English.
And I'm Shaina Grodi. We begin tonight with students' thoughts on the new CDC mask guidelines.
On Friday, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention released new guidelines regarding the use of masks.
TV2's own Olivia Sharp spoke with students on campus to get reactions to these updates. Olivia?
That's right, guys. The CDC's new guidelines have prompted many colleges across the country to drop their indoor mask mandates. I talked with Kent students about the possibility of the university following suit.
On Friday, the CDC announced that Americans living in areas where COVID had low or medium levels of transmission would no longer have to wear a mask. The university sent an email on Sunday that stated that the guidance would be reviewed at an upcoming meeting.
If it's safe, awesome, but if they're trying to rush it in any way, shape, or form, I would be against it.
In a poll conducted by Kent Wired, 40% of students polled believe Kent will drop their mask mandate, while 41% believe they will not, and 19% are unsure.
I think the students would be pretty ecstatic to no longer have to wear the masks indoors.
But not all students share the same optimistic view.
I think right now we're just getting over a hump like we were perhaps in the summer, and I don't think that it's over yet. So
over 20 universities have dropped their mask mandates, including Bowling Green and Youngstown State. And students are wondering if Kent State will follow suit.
I think they should follow that and drop it. Just kind of inconvenient and just kind of makes things difficult.
The Kent Pandemic Leadership Committee will meet this Thursday to discuss the release of the new CDC guidelines and what it could mean for students on campus.
Kent Wired will have all the updates from this meeting, so follow at Kent Wired on all social media platforms to stay informed. Reporting from Franklin Hall, I'm Olivia Sharp.
Thank you, Olivia. The PNC Foundation has awarded $75,000 to Kent State University to help ensure success among students who commonly face barriers in college. This grant goes with PNC's focus on addressing economic inequality among Black Americans and low to moderate income communities. This will provide resources for students to help them complete college and establish a strong foundation to build their careers.
The owner of Roll Call Burgers and Fries food truck, Michael Fiala, has brought fellow Kent food truck vendors together to form an informal association in response to a newly released ordinance. The new ordinance puts an extra tax on local food trucks. Kent Law Director Hope Jones said that the law was meant to provide for an inspection and permitting process, and that an internal city group will be going over the vendors' questions and concerns and will meet with them once the suggested changes have been made.
Riveto City Council approved a grant application to put electric car chargers in a city-owned parking lot. City leaders hope this will energize downtown businesses. The city of Kent has 7 charging stations in the city, including 3 stations on Kent State University campus. However, there are no charging stations between Kent and the Warren area.
A 23-year-old Black woman was assaulted in Akron early Sunday morning. The assaulter was 26-year-old Andrew Walls of Kent. According to Akron police, Walls punched the victim after she told him to stop using racial slurs. He then grabbed her hair and hit her head on the ground. Walls is currently being charged with possession of a firearm while intoxicated and assault, and may also face future federal hate crime charges.
Hello there, Portage County. My name is Josh Aponte, and let's take a look at what weather is going on here in Kent. Right now we're sitting at 38 degrees, but you know, with that little bit of sunshine, it's making it feel a little bit warmer. The dew point is 17, and there is a little bit of wind, 6 miles per hour, but nothing too bad here in Kent. Nothing that we can't handle. Now let's take a look at some temperatures here around in Ohio. Towards the west, we are sitting at those lower to upper 40s. It's very, very mixed. We got 41 in Lima, 45 in Dayton, 48 in Cincy. And then towards northeast Ohio, we're sitting at 39 in Akron. And towards the east, we're sitting, again, to those lower to mid-40s. Now let's zoom in and take a look at northeast Ohio. It's a little bit chilly up here by Lake Erie. We got 35 at Sandusky. We're sitting at those higher to mid-30s right now. That's all I have for now, but stay tuned to see what moist weather will be approaching this week. I'm Josh Aponte, and let's send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Josh. Target raises its wages for some minimum wage workers. Stay tuned to find out how much.
And in light of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, see what Kent State students are saying about the conflict.
And President Biden is set to hold a State of the Union address tomorrow and find out what he plans to address after the break.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Welcome back. Sorry to all the Thrill Seekers fans of Cedar Point, but there will be no new rides this year.
Cedar Point has decided to double down on its hotel and dining choices this summer.
The Sandusky theme park will open up for the summer season on May 7th, but it will be down a roller coaster. Top Thrill Dragster will remain closed after last summer's incident when a part of the coaster trains became dislodged and struck a customer in line. Cedar Point has upgraded their Castaway Bay Hotel with new dining options, family attractions, and mini bowling, and multiple new restaurants within the park. The park is also welcoming back its summer events and activities, including new parade floats.
If proposed Senate Bill 277 is passed, Ohioans may be paying less for gasoline and skipping extra fees for hybrid and electric vehicles. Senator Steve Huffman is sponsoring legislation to reduce the state motor fuel tax to 28 cents per gallon, down from 47 cents for diesel and 38.5 for gasoline. However, the bill is facing an uphill battle, with Governor Mike DeWine saying that high gas tax rates allow for adequate repair of roads and bridges. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has partnered with the Ohio Traffic Safety Office and the Ohio High School Athletic Association to provide young drivers with resources to keep them safe on the roads. The OTSO launched a website titled Teach Your Teen to Drive, which outlines driving laws, offers tips and tricks behind the wheel, and allows families to track their teen's progress along the way. DeWine says the new partnership will allow teens to experience driving situations in real time, which will prepare them before they face them on the road.
Lordstown Motors is planning to build a 550 all-electric pickup trucks after suffering from a fourth quarter loss last year. Lordstown Motors says it expects to build 500 all-electric, all-wheel drive endurance pickup trucks this year, with as many as over 2,000 trucks to be built in 2023. Lordstown last year said it planned to begin endurance pickup production this past September and has now pushed commercial manufacturing to the third quarter of 2022.
In response to the changing U.S. labor market, Target is upping their minimum wages, which will range from $15 to $24 an hour. The highest pay will be going to hires in the most competitive markets. The wage increases are part of a company plan to spend $300 million on its labor force this year. Target has noted that despite their increasing employment rates, it needs to have a more localized approach to wages.
Tensions continue to rise between Russia and Ukraine.
TV2 reporter Alexa Blakley spoke with students on campus to hear their thoughts on the crisis. Alexa?
Thanks, guys. The invasion of Ukraine has been a difficult time for many. I talked to students on Kent State's campus to find out their reactions.
An invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, students say they are saddened by the attack.
I can't believe it. I knew there were tensions and have been for years, but it's still surprising that it actually happened and devastating.
Actual news hit of the invasion of Ukraine, it was pretty shocking. I was really wondering about what's going to happen with NATO and our allied forces in the Eastern European front.
It's really upsetting to see what's going on, but I'm glad that I get to be informed.
The tense situation has caused a difficult time for students on campus.
Obviously, it's still stressful, especially because everything's on high alert and all of that, and nobody wants another war to break out or anything like that.
Students are doing their best to help aid those in need.
I'm really just trying to be there for my friends who are from the Ukraine, who have family there, who've lived there for most of their lives.
There's a lot of people that need help and a lot of people that are suffering, and just being updated on that and sending help to where you can and providing resources and things like that to people, sort of getting that out there and spreading awareness about it.
And students had some special messages for their fellow Flashes with Ukrainian and Russian backgrounds.
Hope you guys are okay. I can't even imagine how painful this must be for you.
For Russian students, I know that, especially right now, you may be facing some discrimination. I understand it's not your people, it's not your army, it's Putin, and we're here for you.
As conflicts overseas continue, follow us at Kent Wired on social media for all up-to-date coverage. For TV2 News, I'm Alexa Blakley.
Thanks, Alexa. The College of Arts is holding a panel discussion following the event with Russia and Ukraine. The event will take place tomorrow at 5:15 p.m. in Bowman Hall, room 133. The panel will include 6 panelists, and people can join in on Zoom. The panel will describe the historical roots of the conflict and show students how politicians and media outlets can have an effect. When it comes to the war happening in Ukraine, your children may have a lot of questions and concerns. Mandy Gaither has tips on how to talk to them.
The images are scary for anyone, but the war in Ukraine may cause worry and even fear in small children who see or hear about the unrest. When talking to them, keep it straightforward, says Cleveland Clinic pediatric psychologist Vanessa Jensen.
It's far away, and that's something that grown-ups do. Let the grown-ups take care of this right now. We get to take care of you, and then we'll make sure the adults take care of that. So sometimes you just need to simplify it.
Jensen says kids of any age can be bothered by what they're seeing. The images can show up in nightmares and night terrors. She says it's a good idea to monitor what children see and guard against showing disturbing images to younger children. If a child has seen something upsetting, Jensen says to ask lots of questions to gauge what they know and how they feel.
If you see things or hear things that either you wonder about or that just are kind of scary, let's talk about it. Help them normalize those thoughts. it's okay to feel kind of scared that this is happening in our world.
If a child is feeling unsafe, Jensen says it might help to show them Ukraine on a map so they see the fighting is far away. No matter your child's age, she says all children need extra support and reassurance from their parents right now. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Keeping on track with the conflict in Ukraine, Meta, the parent company of Facebook, has started to delete dozens of fake accounts and pages spreading pro-Russian sentiments. This comes alongside a separate takedown of hackers trying to compromise accounts of Ukrainian government officials, journalists, and military leaders. Hackers have dubbed the campaign Ghostwriter.
Volvo is the latest in making business changes due to the conflict in Ukraine. The automaker announced it is halting car shipments to Russia's market. In a statement, Volvo did not put a potential end date to this recent change. The company says sanctions against Russia by the U.S. and European Union prompted this decision.
Portage County, I'm Josh Aponte, and let's take a look at the hourly forecast for tonight. So right now we are sitting at that 38 degrees. Later at 10 o'clock p.m., we're going to be sitting a little bit chillier, 3 degrees. It's going to be 35 degrees with cloudy skies. And then at midnight, about the same, 1 degree chillier though, or more chilly, and also cloudy for you. And then we are going to take a look at your 7-day forecast. So tomorrow, it's going to be a little warmer actually. 50 degrees is going to be our high. Cloudy again though, not going to look too shabby. Wednesday is going to be moist. We're going to have some precipitation coming in, 55% chance of rain. Thursday, cloudy, nothing to see there. Friday, also cloudy and a little bit more chilly. They got 40s and 31. Saturday is going to be really warm, 56 degrees, and we are going to have rain. Sunday, partly cloudy. We'll have a little bit of sunshine coming through there. And now we are going to take a look at a live radar. So right now here in Ohio, we have some precipitation, nothing hitting us just yet. You see that rain right above Lake Erie, but we should not be getting any precipitation until later this week. That's all I have for now. Make sure to follow us at Kent Wired for any weather, sports, and news updates. For TV2 Weather, I'm Josh Aponte, and have a great week, Portage County.
President Joe Biden is set to hold his first State of the Union tomorrow. Biden's original priorities and agenda are said to have taken a back seat in his State of the Union address in response to the Ukraine-Russia conflict. The address will be delivered to Congress as Biden works to manage the economy amid a global pandemic. In preparation for the event, U.S. Capitol Police put a fence up around the grounds to prepare for possible protests by big rig truckers in the next few days.
Some Smithsonian museums are reopening after being closed because of staff shortages. The Anacostia Community Museum will open Thursday, March 10th. The National Postal Museum opens Friday the 11th, and lastly, the National Air and Space Museum on the National Mall opens Friday, March 11th, but not for long. It will close March 28th for renovations until the fall. All Smithsonian museums and the National Zoo are continuing to operate on modified schedules.
The U.S. Supreme Court heard oral arguments for the West Virginia versus EPA, a case that could roll back the power of the Environmental Protection Act. EPA strides to regulate air pollution emissions from power plants, and Republican attorneys general and coal companies are asking the Supreme Court to strip that authority.
See who won big at Sunday night's SAG Awards after the break.
The Kent State men's basketball team hit the road on Saturday to take on Central Michigan. Find out how the Golden Flashes fared right after this.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper, you better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop, you got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Reach out, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matt Corrali, and here is what's happening throughout the wide world of sports in Portage County and beyond. The Kent State men's basketball team traveled north on Saturday to take on Central Michigan and bested the Chippewas 73-71. Leading the way for the Golden Flashes was guard Andrew Garcia as he put up a double-double, leading the team in points and rebounds with 21 and 10 respectively. Sincere Carey was right behind him, tallying 20 points and grabbing 7 boards. Kent State will be back in action on Tuesday night at Northern Illinois. Speaking of Carey, it was just announced earlier this afternoon that he was named the Mid-American Conference's Player of the Week for the second straight time. Carey earned the honor by not only dominating against Central Michigan, he also took control against Ball State in a 93-82 home win at the Mack Center Tuesday night. The redshirt junior guard scored 42 points, including 10 three-pointers, the most in program history. Friday and Saturday, the Kent State Fieldhouse hosted the Mid-American Conference Indoor Track and Field Championships that saw a packed lineup of athletes compete. The men's team finished third as sprinter hurdlers Alexander Shields and Jacob Mawley put up a combined 35 points, totaling 134 points over the two-day meet that saw Eastern Michigan come out on top. On the women's side, Kent State finished in 4th place. That was highlighted by sprinter hurdler Mayangel Daniels, taking home the 60-meter hurdles title with a personal best time of 8.362 seconds, edging out Northern Illinois' Scout Regular by 600th of a second in a photo finish that saw Akron win on the women's side. Up next for Kent State will be the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships in Birmingham, Alabama on March 11th through the 13th. That will see 5th-year senior thrower Jake Wicke compete. Finally, tonight we take a look at women's golf as they went down to Tallahassee, Florida and competed in the Florida State match up over the weekend, finishing 6th overall as a team, with number 3 Oregon coming out on top in North Florida. Kent State was led by 5th-year golfer Chloe Salort, who finished the tournament right on par with a 216, finishing in a tie for 3rd individually. Kent State will rest up before heading to California for the Northrop Grumman Regional Challenge on March 13th through the 15th. And that will wrap things up for us at sports. For more TV2 sports coverage, including a look at playoff high school boys basketball, NBA action, and a crazy upset-filled Saturday in college basketball, stay tuned right here on KentWire.com for Sports Corner at 8 o'clock and follow us across all social media platforms at TV2 Sports. Until next week, this is Matt Corrali for TV2 Sports, saying when the ball flies in the air, TV2 Sports will be there. Good night.
New updates are here for Pokemon lovers. Stay tuned for the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
A new art exhibit designed to showcase the creative talents and unique experiences of LGBTQ+ artists is set to open on campus. We have the details.
The Agenda, Thursday nights at 9 at kentwired.com. Also check out our YouTube at youtube.com/theagendatv2.
Your favorite weekly music show just got even better. We are now online serving all the needs of your favorite music media. You can check out our site for editorials and reviews from our writing staff featuring headline news and stellar illustrations from our design team. In the mood for your favorite artists? Check out links to our past episodes on this new and brilliant site. We are now one click away at KentCoreTV2.com. We are Kent Core. We are music-driven media.
There is some good news for Pokemon lovers. The game will now feature 2 new open worlds. They include Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet.
David Daniel has the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
Pokemon trainers have 2 new adventures ahead. The Pokemon Company has announced Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, open-world games in which towns blend into wilderness and wild Pokemon can be found everywhere from the skies to the seas. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet are due out late this year for the Nintendo Switch.
Hello, all you beautiful people out there. My name is Jacksepticeye.
The documentary How Did We Get Here looks at Sean McLaughlin, better known as Jacksepticeye, the massively popular YouTube personality, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. As a YouTuber used to knowing where the camera is, McLaughlin says his director kept him guessing.
There's shots in the documentary where I'm like, I had no idea you were even there, let alone that you were recording everything. So he was like a ninja trying to get all of these candid shots. And I think that's why it ended up being as good as it is, because a lot of the shots that are in it are so human and so normal.
How Did We Get Here premieres Monday on the live stream platform Moment House, with releases on other digital and VOD platforms to follow. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Queer Voices is an exhibit designed to showcase the creative talent and unique experiences of LGBTQ+ artists. They are accepting art of all mediums, including performance. The art exhibit will run from March 8th through the 11th. The deadline to register is today, and all artwork must be turned in to the LGBTQ+ Center by March 7th. Sunday night marked the start of award season, with the SAG Awards showing a major preview into what to look forward to for the upcoming Oscars.
Yes, Will Smith won his first SAG Award for male lead for the movie King Richard. For the female lead, Jessica Chastain took that one home for the movie The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and Ariana DeBose for West Side Story taking home the supporting actress trophy.
What do you think about the upcoming award season? Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I want to see the turnouts, what everyone has to say about it.
Do you have a favorite movie that you're hoping for the running? I know that there's The Eyes of Tammy Faye, King Richard. There's also Spencer.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't been in the movies much because of COVID. The only movie I've seen so far is Spider-Man. So
that should have been in the running for sure.
I think so too. That is all we have for you this Monday evening.
When TV2 is off air, keep up to date on socials at Kent Wired and stay tuned for all new episode of Sports Corner. I'm Raygene English.
And I'm Shaina Grodi. Have a great night, Portage County.
Can we get strawberries? Okay.